The woman was on her first date with the CEO. Soon, two luxury sedans pulled up downstairs. After the CEO got out of the car, he prepared to pick up the woman. Unexpectedly, he ran into the woman's parents downstairs. The woman had intended to leave with the CEO, but to her surprise, he took the initiative to greet her parents. He even directly addressed them as mom and dad, shocking both the woman and her parents. The woman's father quickly told the CEO to call him uncle instead, feeling it was too early to change how he addressed them. However, the CEO insisted on calling him dad. The woman's parents then invited the CEO upstairs to their home. The CEO arrived carrying a huge pile of gifts. The woman stared at the table full of presents in shock. Wanting to make a good impression, the CEO remembered a method his friend had taught him. He complimented the woman's mother, saying she didn't look 50, she looked 49. The woman looked at the CEO in disbelief and quickly stopped him from continuing, terrified he might say something even more awkward. Sitting on the sofa, the woman's parents asked the CEO about his plans for marriage. At this, the CEO stood up and pulled out a thick planning book from his bag. He explained that he had specifically formed a team for the wedding, and the team's job was to prepare for the ceremony. Seeing how devoted the CEO was to their daughter, the woman's parents were very pleased. However, thinking about their daughter marrying a CEO with a 5-year-old son made them somewhat worried, so they cautiously inquired about the child. After a moment of silence, the CEO told the woman's family the truth. The 5-year-old child by his side was actually his sister-in-law's child. After his brother and sister-in-law passed away in an accident, the CEO had taken the child in. However, he didn't want the child to know that his parents had died, so he pretended to be the child's biological father. Upon hearing this, the woman looked at the CEO in astonishment, as she had known none of these details. Moreover, because of the child, she had been keeping her distance from the CEO all along. Although she liked both the CEO and the child, she had been afraid that the child's mother would return and she would lose them both. After learning the truth, the woman's parents no longer stood in the way of their relationship. The woman and the CEO had finally cleared up their misunderstanding. That evening, the woman's parents prepared a lavish meal to host the CEO. Watching the warm atmosphere of the woman's family, the CEO felt extremely envious. Wanting to experience more of this feeling, he asked the woman's parents if he could stay overnight. His forwardness caught them somewhat off guard, but they agreed nonetheless. The woman's father suggested the CEO sleep with him, but unexpectedly, the CEO refused. The woman's mother said the CEO could only sleep on the couch. Just as she was about to get up and prepare the sofa, the CEO stated that he could sleep with the woman. The entire family immediately looked at him in shock, they hadn't expected him to be so forward. Just as they were preparing for bed, the CEO suddenly received news that the child was in the hospital. The woman and the CEO rushed to the hospital immediately. To their surprise, when the child saw the woman, he called her mom. Both the woman and the CEO were completely stunned, as this was the first time the child had ever spoken.